Phantom's Revenge is Kennywood's flagship attraction. While it stands only 160 feet tall, Phantom's Revenge has a second drop that exceeds 200 feet, classifying it as a hypercoaster. And this coaster is amazing and an airtime machine. This is our full-length, in-depth review of Phantom's Revenge and our comments about what you can expect when you go to Kennywood to ride this coaster. Now, let's get into the review. Phantom's Revenge is located in the Lost Kennywood section of the park. It originally opened at Kennywood in 1991 as Steel Phantom. Manufactured originally by Aerodynamics, Steel Phantom had 4 inversions. While it still stood 160 feet tall and featured an iconic 200 plus foot first drop, Steel Phantom differed quite a bit from the Phantom's Revenge we know today. It focused on inversions instead of airtime. But during the 2000 off-season, Kennywood brought in manufacturer Morgan to modify Steel Phantom. Morgan's modifications removed the 4 inversions, increased the second drop by 3 feet, and transformed Steel Phantom into Phantom's Revenge, a hypercoaster focused on airtime. When you approach the ride, you will not find much in terms of theming, but what you will see is a massive marquee phantom torso displaying the ride name. You will enter the queue by going towards the right of the ride marquee, and what's great about this queue is that it sits directly between the coaster's lift hill and the bottom of the first drop, which offers some great visuals. Those visuals are needed because Phantom's Revenge's queue has no theming. As you make your way to the station, you walk up a ramp past a small building with a Kennywood mural on it and towards the station. Before you enter the station, you encounter another Phantom and go up alongside the ride's second drop. Once you get in the station, you will see one of Phantom's Revenge's 2 7-car, 28-passenger trains, which look very sleek. After you have boarded your train, fastened your seatbelt, secured your lap bar restraint, and cleared dispatch, you take a slight dip out of the station, go over a short section of straight track, and start your ascent up the lift hill. As you reach the top of the lift hill, you start turning towards the left down the curving first drop. If you are sitting towards the back of the train, you will get a slight pop of airtime before entering the next section of track. At the bottom of the first drop, you speed through a section of straight track before climbing up into a massive airtime hill. You turn slightly towards the right before coming off of that airtime hill. As you come off that airtime hill, you descend Phantom's Revenge's much larger second drop, which dives into a ravine. And this drop genuinely feels like you are falling forever. You also get an insane amount of floater airtime as you go down it. At the bottom of that drop, you start climbing into a massive elevated banked left-hand turn, which dives back into the ravine. You then take a banked right-hand turn, which climbs up alongside the station. You fly over a leftward banked bunny hop, followed by another bunny hop. Off that second bunny hop, you dive past the station and underneath the final brake run. You then fly over a double down, which delivers some of the most violent ejector airtime out there before taking a banked right-hand turn up into another airtime hill. As you come off of that airtime hill, you climb up into one last moment of airtime, followed by the final brake run, thus completing your ride. Phantom's Revenge is an ejector airtime machine. You might not think much about those bunny hops at first, but they deliver some of the most intense airtime of any roller coaster in Pennsylvania. What makes Phantom's Revenge's airtime so legendary, though, is the fact that you are essentially secured in the train by only a seatbelt. Even in its downmost position, that lap bar does not prevent you from getting launched out of your seat over those bunny hops. There is no more intense a moment of airtime on Phantom's Revenge than that bunny hop double down after flying under the final brake run. If you are sitting in the back row, you just get flung out of your seat. And right when you slam down into your seat, you get one last moment of flowjector airtime before climbing up into the final brake run. While you do not get a final moment of airtime when you climb into the final brake run while sitting towards the back of the train, you will get a good pop of airtime while sitting towards the front. Aside from those bunny hops, Phantom's Revenge also delivers some great floater airtime. That curving first drop is great, but the second drop into the ravine is incredible. You just get whipped out of your seat while sitting in the back row. Phantom's Revenge may not have any theming either in the station or during the ride, but its ride experience more than makes up for it. It is also crazy how well this coaster interacts with the neighboring roller coaster, Thunderbolt. You actually dive underneath Thunderbolt more than once. Those moments create some great near misses. The fact that Phantom's Revenge does not have a mid-course brake run makes the ride even better. With only 3,200 feet of track, Phantom's Revenge is definitely on the shorter side for most hypercoasters, but that shorter length does not take away from the ride at all. When it is hauling, Phantom's Revenge is simply a wild ride, especially while sitting towards the back row. Overall, Phantom's Revenge is incredible. Its speed and minimal restraints offer one of the most unique ride experiences out there, and that ride experience is only enhanced while sitting in the back row. For a final score, we give Phantom's Revenge a 9.5 out of 10. Kennywood made the right call in bringing in Morgan to transform this coaster into what it is today. So, let us know in the comments below if you have ridden Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood, and if so, what you think about it. And if you enjoyed this video or are new to the channel, please like and subscribe for more coaster content like this. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more coaster reviews and amusement park content from Coaster Adventures, and we hope to see you in the next one.